Hello, hi there, you gorgeous Sagittariuses, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Bella, the Secret Psychic, and how I do my readings is that I work with my spirit guides. So a little bit different to the astrological or the tarot perspective. Mine is definitely through my spirit guides, and that's how I work. I work as a psychic. And for those of you who'd like to know more about me and my services, just look at the links below. Or maybe perhaps you'd like to join my Facebook community where I do live weekly tutorials on all things spiritual. And I also do daily cards and things like that, and some other fun stuff. So do join me there. It's a good community of like-minded people. So if you're looking for a tribe, let's say, empathic, or you're just interested, or just come and join me there. So this is your love forecast for March 2017, as given to me by my spirit guides. So just to look at the first week as we start. My guides have been showing me that in the first week, basically, very out of character for quite a lot of you, because you're very positive Sagittariuses and you're very solution focused people. But when it comes to matters of the heart, let's just say somebody, and this can also apply if you're newly dating as well, but somebody in that week really has got to you. So if you're an established connection, there is something that that person's not been doing for a while, or that is really, or has been perhaps doing for a while, that has really been ticking you off. It's been getting under your skin, it's been grating, it's been annoying, it's been hurting. For those of you who are perhaps waiting for someone to come back because there's been a break or anything, you're frustrated with the lack of their input. Maybe you're trying to re-establish a connection, but there is a lack of. And perhaps you're just newly dating somebody, or you're just starting to date somebody, but there's a frustration, there's something really annoying you, really peeing you off, if I'm being honest with you. So much so that, unlike you, it's not that you don't say things, because you do, but it feels to me that in that week you really say something that I would say here is more about your frustration and your perspective, and it comes out probably a bit too blunt or too cold, or very, very cutting, like super cutting, like to the point where I know a lot of you will regret what you said, because I get apologies being said afterwards. It feels like you go for the jugular, basically, and perhaps a little bit too personal, but it's because you're just frustrated, so it just comes out in a probably not so good way. But in a way, and it's not that I'm advocating this, because quite often when we have readings, sometimes it's about insight so that we can make decisions to kind of go one way or another. But I do know, because of what I'm going to say next, that actually it does work to your advantage to clear the air, to get things off your chest, to say exactly the truth, your inner truth, your highest truth, even if it is not said necessarily with quite the eloquency that you would normally say it, and perhaps with the hurts that you don't intend to have, because you're just so frustrated about it. It does actually helps a lot. However, for some of you, particularly if you are dating, you may not see that person again because you pretty much hurt their feelings. It does get them to think, but it does hurt their feelings. So again, if you're an established connection, whatever it is you say to somebody that's quite cold, cutting and hurtful does actually hurt them. Luckily, for those of you who are an established connection, or trying to re-establish a connection, let's say, as you go into the second week, whatever was said, and with your apology, I guess with their acknowledgement that actually, even though it wasn't said in the best way, that actually you had a point, basically, they start to be much more to you, start to filling that missing piece, whatever it was that was frustrating you. So again, this could be anything from you're in a relationship where they are not doing something, not committing, no date nights. It could also be that they were supposed to fix something for you and they never got round to doing it, hence why you blew up. It could be so many different things for so many different people, because this is a general reading, but they do it. And I get a lot of people showing that the very person that you attacked in a way is kind of on their knees saying, okay, what can I do? Because I want this connection with you. And for those of you who are single, who maybe bit somebody's head off and were in the dating the first week, in that second week is probably a better time for you to be dating, because actually you get somebody who actually would never dare to be the way the last person was, and actually offers some genuineness in terms of what it is they want to offer you. That's the overall theme I get, genuineness from another person. The person, particularly for those where it's established, where you kind of bit their head off, they want to show some improvement and some genuineness. And I also get for some people in that kind of week, you're looking about commitment, people committing to engagements or marriage or buying that car or moving in. There's real talk and promise about that, but it's just done in a very lovely, simple, sweet, honest, genuine, heartfelt way that you feel it from that person, and you're able to kind of offer that back. It's a bit like that whole scenario about, sometimes it's fun to make up. Well, in that second week, it pretty is more than fun. It's love, it's good, it's appreciation, it's recognition, it's I won't ignore you, or I can be better because actually you do mean more than perhaps I'm allowing you to believe. Particularly for those where you're trying to establish a reconnection and perhaps that person is not as forthcoming, hence why you've got fed up. It feels to me that they get it, that if they don't improve, then they'll lose you to somebody else. Simple. And then as you get into the third week, that just continues. Quite frankly, I get a lot of nurturing energy, real input into the relationship. And again, this will apply to even people who are newly dating. They do more. They talk more, they communicate more, there's warmth, there's love, there's hugs, there's plans, there's nurturing. I get a lot of time spent with that other person. In fact, I would say here in that third week, your connection to somebody romantic is far more important than work or anything else. I get a lot of you and them time. Again, for some of you, you'll be thinking in that third week, as my guides explain it to me, talking about expanding that relationship. So again, there's continual talks about moving, engagements. For some of you, it's coming up as talking about expanding your family. So you may already have children and looking to have more. That is the whole nurturing aspect. The overall feel I get for that week is pure contentment, if I'm being honest with you. Content that you feel solid in a relationship, and some of the worries that you had before, or that frustration that you had particularly in that first week, just dies away again. I think relationships can be like this, can't they? You have your highs and your lows, even those that are newly established. There's a word establishment that kind of makes is the key word there. You're having to try to establish the right kind of foundations in order to kind of move forward into this relationship, established or not, in a healthy and better way. Relationships are about give and take. It's about trying to fill the other person's needs the best you can. And then again, March, really, I have to say, is a really good month. Apart from that first week, it's a really good month for Sagittarius when it comes to matters of the heart. That last week is about doing. And for those of you who live in the Northern Hemisphere, it's spring. It is the days getting longer, the days getting warmer. And actually with that energy, that infuses a little bit into this love, energy and connection that you've got going on for you in that month. And basically what it's saying to me is lots of plans are made. I get lots of outside activity. I get introduction to friends. I get family time being spent. I get plans. I get going out, but it's outside stuff with a significant other person. Like it's an active week. But again, that closeness and that contentment is greatly there. For some of you in that week, there is like being introduced to family, but also like being taken to family events or weddings or things like that seems to be coming up. Lots of good things. Lots of good things. Lots of activity, which then helps with continuous planning. So for some of you in the second week, where actually what they did was to commit to something, particularly if it was engagement, it's in that last week that you're beavering away planning, let's say. And for those of you who are single, you just get in really quickly, I would say, attached and established with somebody who is actively participating in the connection with you and wanting to grow that bond as soon as possible. So spending a lot of time with that person. Basically, it feels to me that for March, a lot of you Sagittarius will be spending a lot of your focus and time with the person that you're having feelings for or that you love. So enjoy it. It's a beautiful thing. So I do hope that's helped give you a general overview for love when it comes to March. Again, if you like this, do like, share, do subscribe, do comment. I do love to hear what you have to say. And again, if you'd like to know a bit more about my services, just look below. So I do hope this has helped you. Take care and have a fabulous, fabulous March. Bye-bye.